Hi and welcome to the Exhibiting and Sponsorship Institute. As always, I am Warwick and with me is the delightful...
I'm Danielle Storey. Welcome.
Now, Danielle had something that happened this week and we thought we should share a little bit of information about when it comes to setup, what are some of the benefits of getting there early. So, Danielle, what happened? Tell me about it.
Well, I'm one of those people that likes to get to an exhibiting space early. The really cool thing about that is if I get there and what I've planned, because it's usually something a little creative, doesn't work because of space or time, I can make sure that I can move a few things around, and every now and again I can get my booth changed if it's not quite in the right position. Or so getting somewhere early and getting set up is a definite benefit. Because it kind of means you get to go to lunch or dinner or something when you're all set up and everybody else is madly running around.
And that's a different mindset. Look, there's been a lot of expos that I've been associated with, and I'll see so many exhibitors turn up last minute. They're like, it's only going to take me 5 minutes. What do I want to get there early for? And they get there and the people setting up the electrics have gone. They haven't got everything that they need. And all of a sudden the organisers are like, you're supposed to have this set up hours ago. Security's coming around. We have to lock up now. So getting there late, even though it's easier for you because you think it's only going to take 10 minutes, it's really not in your best interest of your booth.
It's not in the best interest of your spend either. I mean, you spend a lot of money on this stuff. You really, it's the last thing you want to do is turn up last minute. So we were at an event last week in Sydney. I had to think about where it was. And so we're at the Sydney Convention Centre, and the Sydney Convention Centre's got a lot of rules, and they'd forgotten to book our car onto the floor.
And cars, for those of you who don't realise, cars, there's a whole lot of rules around having cars because of the safety issues of having cars.
2 metres between them, you've got to have a fire extinguisher, you've got to have a thing to go underneath, all that sort of stuff. So a couple of days before, when I realised that I still hadn't seen the paperwork for all this stuff, I rang and they'd made a mistake. And I said to them, he rang me, he was devastated, and he said to me, I said, look, it's okay. We won't worry about the car. I need to bring the car in and drop all the stuff off, and then I'll take the car back out. Don't stress about it. He said, I was expecting to have one of those phone calls where you were just going to abuse me because it's not going to work. I got off the phone, and the person I was with was saying to me, oh, no, it's not good enough. And I said, what is it? You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. I think that's not quite the word I used, but with vinegar. So we got there, and he was so grateful to me. He said, I don't care what we have to do, we're going to get this car in. So the booth, and you can see on the photo, the booth was just a standard booth, and it had the front banner space where it goes on and the vertical pole. And I looked at it and I thought, well, the car will go under that, but what if I take that off? And because we were early, all the guys were still setting up the booths. I grabbed one of those guys with his trusty little ladder, and I said, can you take this off and this off and this off? And then we got the car in, and you can see the results now of how much better it looked. They are, when you're there early and when you help the organiser out by being accommodating, by getting your stuff done so you're the least problem they have, they will go out of their way to make sure that you get what you need.
It's so true. These guys put up with so much grief and so many hassles from so many different exhibitors. So if you can do what it takes to make their life easier, they'll make your life easier. And I think getting earlier, because taking off those front supports can have an impact. One of our good contacts, Frontline Exhibits, they were telling us about how if you take off the front, it has to be supported at the back. So if you're there early and you get what you want first, you're not going to get that, sorry, we can't take that. It's needed to support the whole lot. So there's huge benefits in being there early.
Absolutely, and being accommodating. So, think of that. Get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
Be early, be accommodating, use plenty of honey. So again, there's some little tips from the Exhibiting and Sponsorship Institute. Make sure that your next expo is a fabulous expo. See you next time.